Hey y'all, it's Laura, and I'm back with a cheeky studio layout. This time it's for a traveler's notebook. Haven't done one of these in a little while. And I'm using a lot of Amy Tan Shine On and the gorgeous notebook Nancy ephemera, which are spread all out to the left of me. I just think these little girls in this ephemera pack are adorable. They're so stinking cute. And so I was really excited to go ahead and do a traveler's notebook spread about my planner. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you know I'm not a fan of the whole planning thing. I'm more of a spontaneous person. I like to create when I feel creative. I like to just make what I want to make and not necessarily plan out a whole schedule of things. But with kids, as you can imagine, there's a lot of planning that absolutely has to happen. There are appointments that need to be kept. There are field trips to keep up with. There are all kinds of things you have to keep up with for your kids. So I am what I like to call a reluctant planner. I plan because I have to, not because I want to. And I hate to admit this, but I may be purposely refusing to decorate my planner in a beautiful way because I am resistant to the planning ideal. This makes my husband incredibly amused. He absolutely finds it hilarious that I refuse to decorate my planner because I'm planning under protest. Now, in this kit that came from Cheeky Studio that is based around the Notebook Nancy collection, there is a mix of Shine On from Amy Tangerine and Willow Lane from Maggie Holmes, and really enjoy playing with these products. I have to tell you, I love Maggie Holmes, and I'm learning to like Amy Tangerine. You know, her last couple of collections were a little out there and not really my style at all. But this one I really like. And when I was looking at her older collections, I actually really like those too. So I just think she kind of took a little deviation for a while and seems to be coming back to her original style. So I'm really enjoying this Shine On collection. These papers are just so much fun. I wanted to create a bit of a huge cluster on the bottom left of my photo because, again, it's a picture of a very under-decorated planner. It's not that exciting. You'll notice that I have this little girl set up in such a way where she's giving some serious side eye to that planner. That was completely intentional. And I thought that I needed to kind of document that I don't love planning, but I recognize that it is something that is necessary. And I thought it would be funny to just kind of pop this into one of my traveler's notebooks because it's a story. It's a story that I think I want to share with my kids that no, I don't love planning, but you do what you have to do. So my title for this entire spread is going to be Planning is Hard. Be Spontaneous. I much prefer to be spontaneous, have always felt that way. I've always hated having to plan things. My mom is the ultimate planner girl. She has been planning everything. There was one point in her life where she told me she had the next 10 years planned out. And I was appalled, mostly because I just can't wrap my head around the idea of not leaving the future to happen. You just don't know what's going to happen, and I like that. I like that there's mystery in the future, and I like the idea that I don't know what's going to happen in 5 years, in 1 year, in 6 months. So enjoy the now. Don't spend so much time stressing about all of the plans for tomorrow and all of the plans for next year. I find planning so stressful. I feel like it limits me. It doesn't allow me the freedom to do the things that I really want to do because you spend so much time worrying about preparing for the future that you don't enjoy today. Now, for some people, planning is actually freeing, like my mother, because she doesn't have to worry about forgetting something. That is, I think, her biggest worry, is that she's going to forget something if she doesn't write it down and doesn't have everything planned out, her schedule planned out. So I can understand that. It's just not my personal personality, I guess. And yeah, so I'm just playing around with the kit. I really love the little girls mostly, but I also like that there's lots of little crafty items. But unlike a lot of the crafty collections that are out there, this is a little more modern. There's cell phones, there's sunglasses, there's even a little makeup mixed in there. I think it's a little bit better representative of the modern woman and less of, okay, you know, it's your grandma crafting. And I mean, grandmas can craft like the best of them, but not everybody who crafts is a grandma. And so it's kind of nice to see that little different viewpoint in this particular collection and seeing these young, hip girls crafting, and I love that. So I'm going to go ahead and create what is kind of like a floral cluster, but with office supplies. Because why not? I just thought it was kind of fun, and I'm going to go ahead and cluster those together with a floral on top, but it looks like a bouquet of office supplies, and I love it. I think it looks super cute. I did ink the edges of my tag, and the reason that I did that is I felt like it was kind of disappearing into the background because it is a very subtle tag. I just cut it out of a journaling card that was sitting on my desk. Just a leftover card from a previous project, and that's it. Made it a tag. Needed a tag. There was a card. Cut it into a tag. Made it a tag. It's a tag. So I'm going to add my journaling on that tag, and I'm mostly just talking about the things I've already said, that I really feel like I need the freedom to be spontaneous and don't like being contained to a plan. If that doesn't tell you my personality, nothing will, that is for sure. I do love these little stickers from Maggie Holmes, have little florals on them, added some of those around the page as well. And I thought, you know what, this bottom section looks rather unfinished compared to the top because the top has that beautiful floral border. I've added some ripped washi to delineate the two colors of the cardstock and the floral. I just think that having the gold washi along the bottom kind of makes the layout feel a little bit more complete. It just feels more done when I have borders on my layouts. Also, washi is one of those products that I'm trying to use a little bit more on my layouts. If you've bought washi, you know that it multiplies in your craft space. It just seems to grow, and all of a sudden you have more washi than you have space for washi. And I really want to start using my washi more, so I have taken a handful of them and put them on my desk. I do find that if it's on my workspace, I am much more likely to use it. I did want to add a little word phrase sticker here at the bottom of the layout, and I knew that there was one in the Tim Holtz, Tiny Word Stickers Small Talk that said something about embracing chaos, which as a parent of 5 kids is something you just have to do. And I think it's just important to recognize that you can't control everything. It would be nice to be able to control the chaos or at least to minimize it, but you just can't control everything. And I think sometimes we have to remember to just let go. Just to go with the flow and not let everything bother us too much. I know that's hard to do, especially as moms, because we are tasked with running the family. We are tasked with keeping our house and our home a happy place, or at least trying to keep the peace, you know? And so I think we feel responsible for everyone in the household quite often, and that makes it difficult to embrace chaos and to relax. I think that's why there are so many type A moms out there. There's why so many moms that worry and try to control the situation because they really just want to make their kids happy. They really want their kids to be happy and healthy, but they also feel that responsibility. So back to the layout and away from my little parenting tangents, I have found these wonderful little doodlebug hearts that I absolutely love. They're much easier to get hands on than the other little tiny hearts that I was using. I will link those below for you so you can find them as well. And at this point, I decided to add more to my title. I don't always do long titles, but I like to do them occasionally. And for some reason, it seems to happen more often in the smaller format than it does in my larger format layouts. I'm not sure why that is, but in this case, it did. I was like, planning is hard, is what I put on there. So I added be spontaneous because I want to encourage myself that even though I do have to plan things, I do have to track things for my kids, for myself, so I don't forget, I still want to be spontaneous. I want to get up on a Saturday morning and say, let's go to the zoo. Let's go to the park. Let's go do something fun that we hadn't planned on doing today and save the chores for when we get back. My husband is not always a fan of this type of planning, but he is good at going along with it. So now we're almost done adding my Heidi Swapp color shine all around the page, and here's the layout. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below. Are you a planner girl, or do you prefer the freedom of spontaneity? Until next time, bye!